GooberPasta. Tonight we bring you the tale of a mysterious creature known as Faxbutt. It is very spooky.
I remember the time I saw Faxbutt. It was the office party of 2003. I was just a young intern, and I was sorting some files, and there was a guy named Ray Johnson that he was a guy who worked in accounting, I do believe. Quite a interesting man he was. Go around and always complain about me smoking me corncob pipe in the office area, and I told him to mind his own business or I was going to go to human resources. But I never forget the night that the accident happened. It was the holiday party of 2003 it was. And I remember walking around and we was all having a good time and having some drinks we were. And we were smoking some pipes we was. And we got pretty messed up. We did. Ho 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 ho. Old Ray had a little too much to drink and he put a basket over his head and started dancing around the copy room and was running into this and running into that, and there was an old fax machine that a lot of people said was evil. I don't know if an appliance can be evil. I know man can be evil. Sometimes a whale can be evil. You see, I worked on a harpooner, on a schooner I did before I got this office job at Maxi Sticks. They make office pads and the like. I digress. So there we were at the holiday party, floating around the room and running into this and running into that with a basket on his head he was. All of a sudden he tripped over the cord of the fax machine, fell down and knocked himself out. A grim sight he was, but instead of calling a doctor or an ambulance, one of the guys from Human Resources said, "Hey, let's shove this fax machine up his butt. That would be quite funny." I didn't think they would do it, but they did. About 4 people, including the CEO, picked up the fax machine and just rammed it straight up his ass. I never heard a man squeal so loud in my life. But there he was, with a fax machine up his butt. Startled him so bad he ran around the office, kicking and screaming he did, and he fell right out of a plate glass window. Fell 50 stories to his death. Terrible sight indeed. About 6 months later, that's when I started noticing all the things happening. I would hear strange fax noises coming in out of the various rooms. I was on a phone with a very important client, and all of a sudden fax machine noises came over me the phone. Started getting random emails from some guy claiming to be Faxbutt, saying Faxbutt over and over and over again. I reported it to the HR manager, but he seemed very scared. He said he was having nightmares of a guy with a fax machine rammed up his ass in his apartment, going through photos of his mother. Quite scared he was indeed. It was even scarier was a week later, that guy wound up dead. A bunch of naked pictures of celebrities shoved down his throat. Faxbutt written across his chest in blood. Terrible sight it was. I knew my time was coming to an end at the office, but I still couldn't shake the feeling of Faxbutt was out for vengeance of everybody in the office. Kinda hard to imagine that a man with a fax machine shoved up his ass was coming back for vengeance. Figured he'd just want to cross over, move on with his life after that embarrassing ordeal. But no, they say Faxbutt was out for vengeance. 3 weeks after that, the CEO of our company was arrested for embezzlement fraud, so they were tipped off by a random fax that was sent to the IRS. It was a grim day for Stick Tech. Started laying off employees left and right. I remember they came to me and said they're going to have to put me on furlough, but I didn't mind. I was going to go back and serve on a Spanish galleon as a cook and a deckhand. I was kind of tired of the corporate world anyway. But I'll never forget my last day at Shtick Tech. I was cleaning out my desk, and it was after 5:30 p.m. and it was pretty quiet in the office. A lot of people have already been laid off at this point. And all of a sudden, I could hear footsteps followed by fax machine noises. It sounded muffled, like the fax machine noises were coming out of a guy's butt. Also, I could just hear moans. Moans of a man who had a fax machine out of his butt. I knew it had to be either two people. It was either fax butt, or it was either my mother. She liked to play jokes on me sometimes like that. But I didn't stick around to find out. I went to the elevator as quick as I could and opened it. I was looking down the hall at the noises, but as soon as I turned my attention towards the door opening, there he was, Fax Bud himself, all dead, with a fax machine out of his ass. I said, "Fax Bud, aye, why ye haunt me? Answer, I say, answer. Answer, says I." But no, Fax Bud didn't give me an answer. Every time he's opened his mouth, fax machine noises would come out. But his quarrel was not with me, it wasn't. So I got into the elevator and asked if he could press lobby. I said, "Aye, Fax Bud, I'm gonna serve on a Spanish galleon. Leave me alone," says I. Moving on with my life, I did. Fax Bud didn't say anything. Instead, a fax came out of his butt and he handed it to me. I quickly put it in my box of belongings and left. I took an Uber home to my houseboat, got all my belongings inside, and I sat down and I read the fax. He said, "Aye." The fax read, "You're a good man to me, you were. It never caused me no pain, so I let you live. Thank you," says I. But the fax butt lives to tell this tale about the dreaded fax butt. Thank ye, bitches.
Ooh, wasn't that a spooky tale? Yes. Until next time.